In the last few sections, we looked at adding and subtracting fractions and mixed numbers, like and unlike. Now we're looking at multiplying fractions, and this simplifies things a little bit because they don't have to be like. With multiplying fractions, we simply multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators, and then we simplify after the fact. So with part A, we're given 3/5 times 2/7. And so that is simply going to be 3 times 2 over 5 times 7, which equals 6 over 35. And then we need to recognize if there are any common factors of 6 and 35, which there aren't, because if we wrote out the multiples of 6, we'd have 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. That's bigger than 35, and therefore there are no common factors. Part B, we're given 1/4 times 3/8. Again, we just multiply across the top and multiply across the bottom. So we have 1 times 3 over 4 times 8. And that equals 3/32. And again, are there any common factors of 3 and 32? The only factors of 3 are 3 and 1. And 3 does not go into 32. And therefore, this is our simplified answer, 3/32. Now with part C, we're given 3/4 times 5/6. And we can, as we did with the first two examples, just multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators, and that gives us 15/24. What we should recognize here is that 15 and 24 have a common factor of 3. So if we divide each by 3, 15 divided by 3 is 5. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So this would simplify to 5/8. Now one thing I would like to show you, a trick you can use if we have, I'll write the problem out again, 3/4 times 5/6. If we look at common factors in the top and bottom of each, we can simplify before we multiply. So if you'll notice here, we have 3 in the numerator of our first fraction, and we have 6 in the denominator of our second fraction. Since one's on the top and one's on the bottom, we can go ahead and factor out common factors before we multiply. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So then our problem becomes 1 times 5 over 4 times 2. And that's going to equal 5/8, the same answer that we got before. In one method, we multiplied first, then looked for common factors in top and bottom. In the second method, we looked for common factors first, factored those out and canceled them, and then multiplied. Either way, you should get the same solution.